Hello, SpeedGaming 3. Welcome to No Logic Tournament 2024. This is Leaf versus Doomtap. This is their game 2, and Leaf and Doomtap had a very close race in game 1 with Leaf taking the victory there. I'm joined by JD. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am looking forward to this one, given how close the last one was.
Yeah, that last race was really, really quite something. I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Yeah, I think the last race came down to Doomtap having a lot of trouble just finding the items he needed, but catching up with Leaf struggling with a glitch in the endgame, and then a very tense Master Sword Ganon fight with Doomtap being behind, but also being, what I'm told, one of the best Master Sword Ganon players in the world. So, you know, it could have happened, and we didn't know who was going to take it until the very end.
Yes, that is true. Doomtap is quite practiced at low percent, or at least low percent legacy. Definitely a fan of those categories, with Master Sword only.
Already seeing some divergence with the hook shot in Link's house. Leaf is already ahead. Love to see it.
That's quite a start, I have to say.
I think Leaf is interested in the stun prize. It's a good call to check that early.
I agree.
And a big key on the island. We usually don't pick up a small key there, but a big key is almost always going to be grabbed.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes I would get a small key maybe later if you're like looking for one in particular, or if you can like get it on the way to Upgrade Fairy, like if you have flippers or something like that, but I think usually small keys would be left behind. PR, not a bad one.
Alright, Lumberjack check for Doomtap. Some people don't check this at all. We'll see if this matters or not. It looked like a blue mail. I'm not sure if you caught that.
I couldn't tell if it was bombs or blue mail, to tell you the truth, but either way, not something we're going to concern ourselves too much with.
Some players don't like to have a mail at all because it's slow to death warp when you have a red mail or blue mail. And there are some glitches where you have to die.
Yeah, I can see that point of view. I think the advantages outweigh the negatives, in my opinion, because of so many glitches that involve blowing yourself up, but...
I think blue mail is really good. I think red mail is really bad. But sometimes you're not in control of the situation.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Seeing that on Lumberjack would make me more inclined to pick up a mail upgrade if I saw one in the wild, because I would know that I wouldn't have to worry about red mail. But I agree that the bombs doing a whole heart of damage really adds up when you're doing bomb-heavy glitches.
Yeah, door jukes, overworld conveyors, like...
statue drag.
Oh, yeah.
You can lose like half your health just doing statue drag between the spikes and the bombs, and then you reach Halma with only 3 hearts. You realize you only have a fighter sword.
Yeah, that is part of it sometimes. Both of them doing the new DMA. The Doomtap doing a correction. It looks like he missed the quick hop.
He knows the backup though. It's good to see. Leaf will have a hook shot going up the mountain. I wonder if that will change what they do on the mountain. Probably both of them will descend, but Leaf could do a King's Tomb play from Graveyard Ledge. It's not usually done from Graveyard Ledge in No Logic. It's usually done from Mini Moldworm Cave.
We did see a Tomb Raider attempt earlier today, so maybe we'll see another one, I'm not sure.
There are a lot of different ways to do King's Tomb in this game. Doomtap doing the dash off method. That's another one there's a lot of ways to do, is this Graveyard Ledge jump.
Yeah, if you don't have a sword or hook shot, Doomtap did it my preferred way, but Leaf showing the super speed way.
Why does Leaf appear to be like ahead of Doomtap by having hookshot? Like, did Doomtap do something that we didn't see Leaf do?
It
Is
might
it?
have been just more efficient routing through the woods.
Yeah, it might have been the maybe Leaf hasn't done Lumberjack, and that might be just enough to make up for having done Link's House.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that you'd get the Sank start right away, because usually if you get the island item, it kind of cuts your route short, so you just do another Link's House start to, like, do the route, but maybe wasn't interested in continuing.
But the problem with Tomb Raider is I don't think you can actually bomb that from up there. You have to jump down and then throw a bomb, which makes it kind of difficult. Leaf just doesn't want to bother. They know that there are other ways to get there, but I appreciate the effort. They're all also... both of them are on Zora money already. Like, I would expect Doomtap to actually maybe check Zora coming out of Ice Rod Cave. Leaf doesn't look like they're going that way.
This looks like a money seed. Like, I'm not for sure, but they found like a 300 and a 100 and...
And Houlihan.
Yep.
And look at that blue male. Already seen both males, I think. That's a really low clip. I guess Doomtap is just not going to swim clip into ice. He's just going to bomb it or teleport in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, I try to get on top, like, if I can. It's pretty hard to go too high, in my experience.
It's a little slower, but it could be annoying to, like, adjust your position if you've already landed too low. To the point where it would actually be slower to adjust yourself than to just use the bomb. It's also, I think, always safe to swim into Ice Rod Cave from a crab perspective. You're never going to get hit by a crab if you're just swimming into Ice Rod Cave. But I think it's possible for him to get hit by a crab if he goes slow.
Yeah, all of those are really good points. Like, especially adjusting your position can be really tricky with swimming.
Let's see if Leaf is a bomb juker. No.
It's crazy to me that a lot of these newer players don't like automatically do the King's Tomb juke.
You know, that one took me a long time to learn too, because it was non-essential and I had other ways of getting there. And I found the jukes to be hard to learn. They're not hard to do, but they were hard to learn. Oh, we got a interesting look at what is this? This setup is insane. I've never seen that before. That was cool.
I've never seen that one. Yeah, so there's now at least 3 different ways.
Oh, there's so many ways to get up there. You can also swim, like swim clip in.
Oh,
like if you get the Zora, you can swim back, and it's a little dangerous, but you totally can. Doom is not getting Zora. I actually was so interested in that I didn't pay attention at all to like what he actually got there. What was it that was worth clipping to?
You know, I missed it too. It's the same thing that you said. Like, it's just like mesmerized by what was going on.
It's all about the process. Oh, an early top of Hera, but you can't kill Moldorm plays. You have the hook shot coming in here. It is tempting to just go up and get the one chest. I always regret it because getting out kind of sucks, but that is an ice rod, so maybe it matters.
Yeah, I used to come up here a lot with no sword or no weapon, but
I think it's
he got
only
a quick
good.
death warp. That fire was fortunate for him. I think it's trying to go.
Only good if it's actually a sword in that chest or a hammer. Like I think anything else you find in there, you're better off just getting later when you have a weapon.
It's a tough one, but I do agree with you. Was that a blue potion bottle or?
Wait, Doomtap did that for a... I saw a compass. Spectacle Rock.
Okay.
So people are saying Doomtap did all that for a heart? which is surprising because he seemed unhappy about getting blue mail. I'm surprised he would go out of his way for a heart.
I like to get heart containers and heart pieces if it's not too out of the way. I mean,
yeah, you like to, but Doomtap expressed disinterest in the mail already, so it's inconsistent. In fact, even I will usually avoid hearts if I'm already on blue mail because I know how annoying it can be to be high on health when you don't want to be. A blue mail by itself is usually enough to avoid dying from your own glitches. If you're playing at Doomtap's level, you shouldn't be worried about bosses either.
Yeah, Doomtap's crazy good at this game, general execution-wise.
Doomtap is one of the few 123 runners in NMG.
And I've always, kind of looked up to Doomtap as a runner, because he, even though with that 123 NMG time, he just has played a lot of categories, like all bosses and just some of the other glitched ones as well. AD, RMG, obviously.
Yeah, he has a really good time in AD. I think he has 3rd place there, maybe 2nd. I don't think he's beat Louis yet, but I think he's really close to it. And I think if he cared to, he could probably world record on the world record route. But that's a miserable grind that most people aren't willing to do. Meyer, speaking of miserable, we got a miserable green pendant. Which is actually a really nice green pendant to not get, because we don't like doing Meyer in no logic. It's, I mean, if you like glitches, you like doing Meyer. But I don't think anyone sees that and is like, oh, I really wanted to do Meyer, dang it.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, the other dungeon I like to see be a pendant is Ice, even though it's not hard. Ice feels like it's the same every time, so I like not having to do it. It's boring. I like it in other categories, I just don't like it in no logic.
Yeah, Ice is one of those dungeons that, you end up always doing the whole thing. You can't really skip, in Eastern, you can skip from the first room to the last room, for example.
Apparently that was a fire rod for Doomtap, not an ice rod. It got compressed into a blue color on my version of the screen, but the tracker is saying fire rod. So I trust Tom.
The first bottle in Eastern, and all these early Eastern plays are freaking wild.
Wow, Doomtap's doing it too. That is surprising. I know Leaf is open to aggressive Eastern plays, but Doomtap is just all about it too.
Oh, goes
Neither
for
of them
cheeky shortcut, but misses it.
Yeah, I saw somebody teleport down from there once and get not quite stuck, but make the trip longer.
Do 1 pixel off, that's the price you pay.
I wonder if Leaf thinks that bottle in Eastern is a huge advantage over Doomtap, not realizing Doomtap is also here. Because if I did this aggressive Eastern play, I would think, oh yeah, I'm the first person to that bottle and nobody's getting that for a while.
Yeah, if I was racing against you and Chex and some of the more others, I would definitely think that, but there's so many people are on the scene now. It's so hard to meta this mode.
It's true. Don't meta no logic. It's a trap. The only no logic meta is Chex never does hobo.
And Tam never does Kakariko. Unless the flute
is
available.
They do, though. That's the thing. You can't predict what Tam's gonna do. Tam will, go to desert with 3 hearts and cane and get Hera basement and swamp while there. Before you've even been up the mountain.
Yeah, it's possible.
Nice. See, I think Leaf is justified in doing this. Nice boomerang, by the way. We like those. Doomtap having the fire rod, I think, is could have waited for a sword and maybe, some kind of Eastern big key solution to do all of it at once. But one of the Eastern big key solutions was that bottle that was in Eastern, so, maybe they beat me in this race.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy that not only did both of them go to Eastern, but both of them are getting the vanilla big key chest the vanilla way. I'm like, I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
I wonder if some people just don't like double dipping the Eastern area, so if they don't open with Sahasrara, they will just do Eastern when they're there. See, if Doomtap had been a little bit more patient, he could have also gotten the hair big chest. Because the hair big key is in Kakariko Blind's hideout. Alright, if Leaf washes us back, PSA to everyone I see do this. Go up the right side in that room, because then you don't have to move to open the chest. It's a little bit faster. Same goes for the back of the well. Ooh, map check. Okay, I see a crystal swamp.
Yeah, talking about dungeons we don't like doing. Like, Swamp is the worst dungeon in Double Rods, and it's not even close. Like, seriously.
The Doomtap's already fake fluting. Usually when you see somebody fake flute this early, it's because they want to get rid of the blue potion. And they would rather put something else in it, but they don't want to just drink the blue potion, they want to actually use it for something. So I think Doomtap will just very quickly check Hype Cave here. Maybe, if we're lucky, we'll get to see the red crystal check, but probably just burning the blue potion for 5 items.
Yeah,
this
early
could also,
Hype Cave could be a strong play.
This could also swing. Hype Cave can be a pretty swingy location in a Pearl's Seed, and a sword is a very good find.
Yeah.
That alone makes this worth it. Oh, he might be thinking about the fact that sword is dupeable with a tree warp later on. If he's in trouble later, he can make that work. It can be a little annoying if you don't have Pearl, though.
I'd say more than a little, but it's certainly doable, though. The art desert red crystals, I mean.
That's a really good info, because first of all, when you're in desert, as Leaf is about to be in desert, and also Doomtap will have fire going in there, the ability to get land mollusk on the first trip. You kind of want to know if you want to get the prize or not, because it can be beneficial to leave the pendant on land mollusk and collect it from another boss to get a free warp out of the dungeon. But if you know that it's a crystal, you're probably going to collect it, so you don't have to make a second trip.
Doomtap also knows Swamp is a crystal, which is one of the more common ones. Well, I don't know, we'll have to see if he thinks about that and what he does.
Yeah, people are asking about, like, why are we burning potions? Blue potions are usually used for 2 things. Fake flutes, like we saw Doomtap do, it's a moon pearl replacement. And specific doors that we don't YBA in very often, so these glitches where you drink a potion in a door and it makes things happen. If you're in a super tile door, you use a blue or a red, and if you're in a sub-tile door, you use a green or a red. Which means you just want to always have reds if you don't know what you're going to do.
Map of Skullwoods in the map chest. Doomtap is loading up on info.
Yeah, we're getting a treat, really. I think what'll happen is Doomtap will go to Skullwoods in the Dark World and go into the portal and check his map, and it'll be a pendant, and then I'll be like, oh, what do I do now? Do I still go to Skull? Shovel. Alright, that's just something we'll get while we're here. Okay, this is my favorite thing to do. Okay, this is not my favorite thing to do. Never mind. I don't think Leaf has the right potions to actually do what I want him to do. So you can get into the right side of desert without the small key in a few different ways. One of them is this quadrant glitch. This is like the classic way to do it. You get hit by this Beamos in a very precise manner, and it desyncs you from the room's coordinates, so that when you take the transition, it puts you in the wrong part of the room. The other ways involve going to Thieves Town with a YBA and then clipping back down into that right side. And the thing I like about that method is that you also bomb the attic of Thieves Town. And that you can also death warp out on the enemies here. And where Leaf is, there are no enemies, so they'll actually be stuck here. I don't think they can bomb themselves. They don't have enough bombs to do that. Oh yeah, we get that fun... The experience of being a no-logic tracker is you watch people open chests and you have no idea what they got because you can't see it.
Well, apparently there was an ice rod in there.
Yeah, if you're like a no-logic tracker, you're probably watching the runner's auto trackers. So that's good info. Thank you, Tom.
I see discussion in chat. Someone was asking if they have to get the crystals, and yes, they definitely do. But what we were talking about earlier was like not picking it up immediately because you can pick up the desert crystal, for example, can be picked up from Argus's boss room, and it's still the desert crystal because of the way we access it from desert, and that crystal will warp you to swamp because you were fighting the boss Argus. So we were talking about maybe not picking it up right away for like the landable crystal, that is, because warps can be used for routing, but crystals are 100% required.
Doomtap is doing YBA that goes to Thieves Town. This setup is a normalized way to get to the last pixel of the door when you can't actually see yourself in the door. And it worked because you get that like iris effect, and it takes you here. YBAs,
well done.
Yeah, YBAs let you like skip rooms. So if you look at the underworld map, you can see all the rooms where they are relative to each other. And this room is on top of the room that he came from. So you got to basically taking the door twice, and you can think of it that way. I'm sure somebody who actually knows how the game works will say that's not what's happening, but if you think of it that way, it helps you understand the applications of the glitch, and that's the important thing.
Well, it's a transition corruption, is my understanding of it. You're loading data from the transition above the one you're in. Something like that.
Yeah, it might be that you're loading you're tricking the game into thinking you're in a different room, and then when you take the door, it takes you into where that door would lead. That's also what, if you get the Samaria, we can see a similar manipulation done there.
Definitely.
The Doomtap is opting to do all 4 of the front of Thieves on the way back in. It is faster to do the left side first, going out, and then the right side going back in, if you're wondering. You want to dash along the top of that room and then get the ambush chest and then go down and get the first chest. Doomtap has not actually been to Kakariko yet. This might be his way of getting there? I saw him get a desert something. Is that a key?
Desert small key, yes, in the brewery.
So, yeah, Doom could... He's probably gonna do Thieves Town. Just do it, right? But he could... He doesn't know this, but he could, get the desert key and then do it from the attic. I think he's just gonna do it normally. He's not psychic.
Well, you never know. Big key. TT, technically is in the castle area. I'm counting that, but it's at the game being rude. By placing a cave state key somewhere, near the castle, since our only guaranteed one is the ball and chain guard key.
Yeah, Doomtap did find the GT key. It's very common to go into a cave and then realize you don't have a big key that works in caves. There's 4 of them, I think. And after a certain amount of time spent playing the game, you just expect to have found one. And sometimes you haven't. You're like, how do I have 6 big keys and none of them are cave state keys? And this is one of those cases where you actually have one and don't have to do the castle. Leaf is also going for that blue potion burn. I wonder what they'll do with it. They're not doing a hype cave play. This looks more like a Thieves Town play. But they can't do Thieves Town yet because they haven't opened the doors. They don't have the big key. That's a scary thief.
That was risky.
Yeah, you do not want to get hit. Okay, this is just it's a more thorough version of what Doomtap did. It's going to end in Hype Cave. As long as they don't accidentally walk into Mire Shed, because that's very easy to do. In fact, I think if I were Leaf, knowing that it's a pendant, I wouldn't even go into my area at all.
I agree with that.
Well, the good thing about the thief hitting is, it did look like it was going to. Ooh, that's a lamp on Thieves' Attic. It did look like it was going to hit Leaf while pulling, but you do turn into Link, like the instant you start pulling, which means you don't even need to actually pull. You can just walk in front of the statue and tap A.
Yeah, that is a good point. And the lamp is
it would have been
fine
fine.
for Doomtap.
Yeah, lamp in. Okay, so this is like hook pushing kit now that we're talking about. We have the ability to store hook shots and use them to go through walls. There's a lot of items you need to do that. One of them is the lamp will help set a variable that makes the whole thing work at all, and then you need to put some stuff on the screen to overload Ancilla, just like Splash Delete. And then the boomerang also has a function beyond just being an Ancilla. Well, if it comes up, I'll explain. It lets you go really far. Where was Ice Rod? We think it was desert right side. We saw it appear on the tracker, but we couldn't see it ourselves.
Well, Leaf was using it, so he definitely has it. And it looks like Skullwoods was a crystal on the map check that we just got from Leaf.
Oh, good. And Leaf is also getting that sword, so it's it really just Leaf just needs to go to I forgot what the fire rod was. Leaf needs to go there. Was that top of Hera? Yeah, that was top of Hera. That'll happen very soon. I don't see. You have the Hera big key and the sword. You're just gonna do it. It is starting to look likely to be a pendant, though, given how much knowledge we have. Oh, thief stumping a crystal, that's news. Okay, so even more likely. There's 3 dungeons left that we don't have knowledge for. And they're Thieves Town, Pod, and Ice. 2 of them are pendants. Sorry, not Thieves Town. Tower of Hera, Pod, and Ice.
I think it's interesting that both of them skipped Castle Tower. But Leaf going back for Dark Cross is interesting as well.
Yeah, that is interesting. There's a certain route that skips Castle Tower a lot. Neither of them is doing that route. Did Doomtap do the escape at all? I thought he just went straight to Thieves Town.
No, he did do the escape, because he was the first one to get that Skullwoods map in the Hyrule map chest.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to do Castle Tower, you have to clip in from the sanctuary, or just like have that's a sword, or just like have the cape.
Man, why can't Dark Cross pay out when I do that check? Jeez.
It's a very nice sword for Leaf.
Yeah, a lot of people skip that check in this mode unless they're doing it like at the end of the seed as like a last resort on their way to like do a dungeon ID swap.
Yeah, it's like you're like, oh sure, I'll check it. It's your last thing. That's probably your tempered sword in this seed, if you don't do it now. Alright, Doom, now Kakri going. Cac W. Leaf is going to get Fire Rod, that's really good. I was worried that Leaf would learn that this is a pendant too soon. Oh no, Leaf.
It was with the big key skipping the whole floor. That's
maybe they'll
agree with that.
Maybe they'll come back and do like swamp or something, which would be more efficient. Like it's more efficient to do that and do this separately than to drop down and then climb back up and do this and then drop down again and do swamp.
Yeah, that's a good point, but he doesn't have anything that would help you do that. Like no Hera Small or really much of any. Well.
It's a crystal. We have knowledge. Our pendants are at Ice Palace in Pod.
That is pretty early to have info, but
Yeah, we have info. The runners don't. Between the two of them, we have the info, but both of them is missing information that the other one has.
that's
Sometimes
true.
trackers, especially really experienced ones, will like only mark the knowledge the runners have. So if you're seeing that the pendants aren't actually marked on the tracker yet, that would be the reason. Wait, why is Leaf going here again?
Oh,
Are we stealing the key for Swamp? Is that what this is?
Did he open the door, or did he? I thought he just saved and quit with the sword, but I could be mistaken.
It would be that they opened the door first and then got the chest.
That makes sense.
So I expect to see Doomtap get the ice rod. Probably just the normal way. Really no reason to do any kind of like Desert Thieves play. He's already been there. So I'll just unlock the door with his small key and get the ice rod. I also expect to see Landmola's defeated in this trip. Also, Leaf didn't do a lot of Desert Overworld because they were stuck in the desert right side with too much health to death warp out. And we'll get to see some new checks there too.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you were talking about the shovel a little bit, and like I think this was normally kind of a convenient spot to get that, because if you get that somewhere else and you've already done this area, like you're never going to want to go for that. I mean,
yeah, it could just be that Leaf decided that that will just be a different trip, and from Link's house you can run over and do the shovel, and then end at Agina's cave. Maybe by then you'll also have the book and the glove and can do a little bit more of it. Yeah, that was a key steal play. Quite a dedicated trip into Swamp when you don't have the flippers. The only thing Leaf can really do here is they can kill Argus, but they're probably not going to be getting Swamp Crystal on this trip. In fact, they're not set up to do it, even if they had the ability to. I think the thing that's actually, even if you're like had all the skills to do Swamp Crystal, I don't think they have enough like stuff for Splash to leave. You couldn't actually fake flipper where you would need to.
yeah, that's a really good point. But it is a boss that is required, so it kind of makes sense to get this out of the way, and
there's a
could
boat
get
here.
lucky. Have a really good item. Yeah, that's a.
It's a really good item for hook pushing too. It's not just for Eastern. And the bow is actually very skippable for Eastern, for everything really. It's purely a glitch item now, and occasionally a weapon.
No, I don't disagree, but some of these nasty seeds with late swords, sometimes it has additional value.
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's good against Vitreous, and good against, Armos. Getting to Armos is fine, but actually killing Armos without the bow can be annoying. Leaf is trying to...
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Okay, so even if it does work, you actually really don't want to do that. There are ways to avoid the stair drag, or the stair suck that can happen, which Leaf was not in danger of getting. But if they were, and you manage to skip it, you will just get stuck inside the door and soft lock, so don't actually try, just accept it. That doesn't happen anymore though. Specky Clip eliminated that. That used to happen because we would like diver down in this chest and then backtrack, but we don't diver down here anymore.
I thought it didn't work at all if you were trying to set up like the quote-unquote key dash.
You can't key dash in water, but you can do a setup that is similar to Stairmaster and get stuck in the door. When Stairmaster was discovered, a couple of us thought, oh, we can use this to avoid stair suck in Swamp, and we like all tried it and all got soft locked and never did it again.
I must have been on break during that phase because I don't remember that.
This looks like we might be seeing Argus with a spin YBA. I really hope Leaf. Yeah, this is going to be like a. They can't really diver down here unless they know the flipperless setup with the bomb, which very few people actually know.
I've been looking into that. I can't do it consistently for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Okay, good. The reason I was worried about Leaf just going straight for the spin YBA is because that will just crash your game if you use a green potion. If you use a red potion, it's fine.
Yeah, we actually saw that earlier today, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I was worried. Did that one get a blue screen, or did that just crash?
It crashed and had a bunch of weird numbers and letters on the screen.
But not like
But it wasn't blue.
But it wasn't like the report this like black screen with white text on it. That's like report this crash to the devs.
No.
It was just like a crash that can delete your save file. There are a few things that the blue screen doesn't catch, and that's one of them. Ooh, nice flute, nice book. That's something Leaf can check when they do if they do the checks in the desert area that they skipped. Hopefully that will get them back to the bow. Ooh, and a green potion. Doomtap seems to be pretty excited to see in the middle of Skull Woods. This is a kind of a no-brainer check for him because it's a crystal he can do. The one thing that's making it inconvenient is that he doesn't have enough keys to route it efficiently. He has to do a few extra entries. Okay, this is going to be the Spin YBA attempt for Leaf. This is Argus, but it's not Swamp Crystal. So keep that in mind. Leaf will still need the Swamp Crystal, even if they successfully kill Argus here. The good thing is you might be worried about their health, but if that YBA had succeeded, it would have refilled their health and magic. But it didn't succeed, so they will leave and accept the items that they found, because they are pretty good items. The flute is really nice in no logic, because you can get to the potion shop quickly. And it looks like the book might be leading to the desert checks that were not done.
Oh,
Is that
no.
an attempt to get to the portal?
I mean, I don't know what else it would have been.
We don't have any of the items for that, including the moon pearl. That must have just been a pure muscle memory play. Wait, why are we going to the potion shop with this way when we have a flute? Just activate the flute. You're gonna use it more than once.
Maybe is a little flustered from missing the YBA, which
Yeah,
is
possibly.
pretty unfortunate.
Sometimes you also like don't really think about the items you just got when the thing you were doing was like trying to kill a boss.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Doom is in sword go mode, I think. I think 3 bottles and hook pushing, like easy hook pushing, and both rods is very comfortable. I mean, I think most experienced no logic players would consider this sword go mode. I think the duping is not comfortable for everyone because of the lack of moon pearl, even if you know tree warp. So I wouldn't call this go mode for Doom. There's another
Swamp
rod.
is still bad with the
Somebody tell me
slowdown.
what color rod that was. I couldn't tell. If it's fire rod, that would be pretty funny. It's red? Okay, good.
Kind of an amusing spot for that.
That is a very good spot. It's not even that hard to get. When you have hook pushing, you can get there for free, and when you have fire rod in another place, you can get there for free.
But yeah, I think that swamp is still kind of an issue for Doomtap. I mean, certainly it's doable, but like without doing fake clippers, but that is a very long process.
Swamp is just fake clippers and whatever Leaf just did. Or back of desert.
Yeah, but these two no fake clippers though.
Doomtap might. I don't think Leaf does. Fake clippers is a pretty advanced technique.
Well, he's still looking for items, so that's not congruent with what you were like theorizing. Like normally I would agree with you, but swamp is going to be an issue for a lot of people with this
Doomtap's
loadout.
not in go mode because he doesn't have a sword.
Oh yeah, well.
Yeah, I'd be looking for
yeah,
items here too. I mean, I say I'm known for that, but Tam would be looking for items here, I think. Let's put it that way. This is just going to be a straightforward desert play for Leaf. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't see this from Doomtap when he was here.
I think Doomtap doesn't actually have the big key of desert, but I could be wrong about that.
I just assumed it was in Kakariko, because I just saw that Leaf had it, and assumed that's where it was, but I guess not. Maybe it was somewhere else.
Well, Well, another potential up the Leaf has on Doomtap is the powder, which we've not seen turned in, but it may have other uses as well, but that
Yeah,
are negated by Doomtap having the lamp, so...
he certainly could have hook pushed. That was a non-issue for him. Especially after getting the bow. You would do Lamb last anyway because you don't want to get stuck inside of the rocks outside of desert. If you're wondering like what Doomtap is missing besides the sword, I think it's just comfort for swamp. Something that makes swamp crystal not terrible would be really nice to have.
Well, Leaf has the flute, so it's not going to be stuck behind the rocks. You can just flute to, like, sticks or whatever.
Yeah, I hope they do because that bow is sitting there in Cave 45 and an unknown item in Bombo's tablet that we want to see.
And did we see the shovel, and I missed it?
Remember, surely Doomtap checked the shovel when he was there. Okay, good. We're seeing some book action. I believe Mr. Byer timed it that if you're coming out of the right side of desert, it's faster to do Yuna first, but I'm not really sure about this. I think maybe Bombos to Agina is faster if you're going to do the shovel. Especially if you can flute out of the shovel spot. Okay, that was a little underwhelming, just a green rupee. The important one is that we see this bow show up. Also, Stairmaster for Doom. We're in Eastern now. It used to be really hard to do Eastern without a big key, and now it's trivial. This glitch it looks like a YBA, but it's actually something else. It's just a way to, like, get deeper into the door and then do some, like, weird collision kicking to get into the room above. Oh! Okay, that's a really nice find. A glove in the Eastern big chest when you don't have the Eastern big key.
Yeah, it's interesting that... Oh, what? And now we're going to Meyer, too?
Yeah, the glove actually is really just a way to get more items right now. Like, it's not helping with dungeons, but... Like, if Doomtap wants to go to the back of Escape, it's not really easy to do that. So there's like a... And if he gets, like, a Moon Pearl, it's easier to get to the Dark World when you have a glove. So it's more of a, like, I can move around the world more efficiently item than it is like a, this will help me with a dungeon item. The only dungeon that's actually helped by having a glove is, like, Ice Palace and to a lesser extent Thieves Town in Desert. Back into Desert for Leaf. What is the plan here? Is this going to be... I don't think they have the Desert Small that Doomtap has, so this might be a Desert Thieves play.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
Yeah, this is Desert Thieves. Yeah, we don't quite have hook pushing yet. Well, we kind of do. We had the powder. Where was that?
Powder was on Dig Game.
Doomtap continuing the cave staining into Meyer. We used to do this thing called Mega Routing, where you would like start in cave state and then go to like 5 different dungeons and unlock all the doors. That's like the 2020 and earlier meta. Some new mega routes have come into fashion, and this is one of them. Starting in Eastern and then going to Meyer.
Yeah, I've done this before. And Doomtap did a stuck push from the compass chest in Eastern to get to Meyer.
When you have hook pushing, because we didn't used to have hook pushing, that's kind of why mega routing used to be good. It's not because we were like stupid, it's because we had different tools back then. It used to matter a lot more whether you could unlock doors, and now we can just push past doors and do a whole bunch of other things like this Cave State Eastern play that wasn't possible at the time. If you wanted to Cave State Eastern in, like, 2019, you had to come from, like, Cave State Thieves and then do a really awful YBA into Eastern.
Yeah, that one is a little weird, like, more so than other West YBAs, if I recall correctly.
Okay, that's like comfortable hook pushing for Leaf between the ideal hook pushing kit is I guess Samaria too would be nice, but like hookshot, bow, and lamp and boomerang. Those are the 4 items you want to have for hook pushing. They're not the only combination that work, but they're like the best. Like if you could pick 4 items, those are the best 4 to pick. It's really nice to have. You can now do like Turtle Rock for free, basically. You can do Swamp Palace is still not free because you want some Mario pushing for that. But pretty much all the other dungeons are like made a lot easier.
Nice to see Doomtap doing a different style of clipping. Every last No Logic tournament I remember he was doing some manual clipping.
Yeah, Doomtap has a lot of experience with the glitch categories and speedruns, and has done a lot of like ones where you don't have boots. And he's probably one of the few people who can save time on a skip, not getting bombs for it. That's just a guess. I don't know if he actually goes for that. But I think he could save time on it.
Well, in the last race, he actually did do that clip manually because he didn't have any bombs.
Yeah, the fact that he just knows it and can pull it out of a hat means that he probably has some experience. So Doomtap, I think, was hoping that he could do a fake clipper play, but he's actually not prepared for it. But maybe he's just going somewhere else. He unlocked Swamp. Now he's going to prepare for it by flooding the dam. So what I expect to see from him is he's going to fake... He hasn't been here yet. Yeah. What the heck? He also is saying, what the heck? I saw that little pause, like, wait, I haven't been here yet? I guess he'll walk out and look at the item, because normally you would save and quit out of here.
No, Doomtap is doing a lot of races, doing the Kaz boots as well. So maybe it's a little confused.
Desert Palace? Oh, that's why he doesn't have it. It's an early check that I just assumed he would do, and he didn't do it. 45-minute dam, let's go. And now he's like, instead of flooding for a swamp, I'm just gonna like do this. Or maybe that was the plan all along. Maybe he was thinking, I'm going to unlock swamp on the way to doing South Shore because that's a really efficient way to do South Shore and get other things done. But the pauses, you know, I'm just reading his body language, like the pauses made it look like he was surprised to see that he hadn't done the dam yet. And also, like, maybe surprised that he couldn't actually fake Clipper out and in again because he hadn't flooded. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, so you get the big key of Cave State here in the Uncle. That's cute. Oh, King's Tomb. What is this? The small key to Dark Palace. Thank you, Textbox. Really helps the tracker. Turtle Rock to left side swamp. Oh god. I know that's an overall conveyor, but I don't think that's Turtle Rock. I think that's like Fairy Ascension Cave or something.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, people are talking in chat about other Mega Rats you can do. While both the runners are just kind of retracing steps or theorizing about stuff. Oh, looked like Leaf had the correct key dash to fix that weird stair suck, but maybe it wasn't holding the direction out of the door. What is Doomtap?
Yeah,
this is a weird way to do this clip. Okay, he's just on the wrong bump. There we go.
The forward-facing, like, dash buffers, like, I don't know, I'm not used to seeing that. Seems like it would be harder.
I find the visual cues for teleports to be a little awkward when you're facing down. But that facing down thing is good for when you're just clipping through a wall, because you don't need cues for that. And it can be faster to just cancel your dash facing down than to, like, go out of your way to face up in certain places.
Yeah.
For example, if you're coming out of the old man cave and the next thing you're going to do is a hair clip, it's a lot faster. Well, it's a little bit faster to dash to the right and then just cancel down, and that puts you next to the slope where you need to be. If you cancel up to face up, you are farther away from where you want to clip.
Oh yeah, I would face down for that, but that's different though.
Yeah, but that is like a new player thing. Like when I was a new player, it took me a while to get used to facing down there because I was used to facing up for teleports.
Makes sense.
So Doomtap is just doing Eastern now. He unlocked the door earlier in Cave State, and now he can just do the boss. I'm wondering if he was holding out for Samaria because it would be a lot faster to hook push from the lobby than to do what he's doing here. But now he's just doing it because it's a crystal, and maybe there's something there that he wants.
Well, even just having sword beams would allow him to do a hook push from the front if he knows it, though.
Very few people know that. I can count on one hand, maybe like one finger, the people who will go for that in a race. The one finger it's Krithel. That's the one person I've seen.
I'm pretty sure Tam and a couple, at least probably one other person to me knows it as well. But you don't want to do that one with the red boomerang. I learned that the hard way.
Let's kind of look at the progress of the race here. Now, we see Doomtap tearing through crystals, but still on one sword. And it's a sword he's not likely to get. So we don't really know what's going to happen in this race. Nice synced crystal gets, though.
Yeah. I don't know, I still think Swamp is the big problem for both of them.
It definitely is.
Yeah, unless Doomtap can demonstrate some, like, godly fake clippers like we've seen from some others in the tournament already.
He doesn't need godly fake clippers, he just needs to do it.
Fair enough.
Needs to be able to. You don't have to be ... with the buffered clippers or, like, you know, checks with the unbuffered ones. You just have to be able to do it. Because the difference between being in go mode and not being in go mode is a big deal.
So skipping checkerboard is interesting to me. I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
Oh,
or maybe
yeah.
just forgot.
Well, we wouldn't have seen it from Leaf because they don't have a glove. Maybe Doomtap is just in go mode and plans to dupe that sword later. But I don't think so. I think maybe he's thinking I'll just do checkerboard after Lambo because Lambo might have the sword that I need. Oh, like the arrow. The double take for the arrow. And I was like, oh, these are arrow pack? I gotta get these. Are we gonna see an NMG Lambo from Doomtap?
I mean, why would we see that? We have both rods.
Maybe he's just farming them for future hook pushing.
I think that's a lot more likely.
I think a more fun Lambo, it would be less efficient, but more fun version would be to like murder bomb them. That's what you do when all you have is like bombs and the red cane and the lamp. Okay, maybe we will see an NMG Lambo. Oh, we got a pendant pod play. This is first of all, I don't know if Leaf knows this is a pendant. And second, this is the first time seeing it. So if there's a sword here, it'll be worth keeping an eye out, because that might be something Doomtap avoids. Swords here are also easy to dupe, depending on where they are. If you come in with a red potion, you can do it pretty much for free in a lot of the chests. You have to be careful about which chests you've already opened. If you want to optimize for duping, you want to leave chests closed on purpose and then get them at the end.
A map of pod in pod, very nice. Don't save and quit, Doomtap. Go to checkerboard.
You gotta check. Open your tracker. That's not... I think maybe he's thinking I'm gonna do Swamp? Like, this might be an Argus play.
Yeah, I don't remember what potions Doomtap loaded up on.
You want 2 reds for this, but red and a blue will work. You can get away with red and a green if you know what to do with it. And then you need an additional red or green to actually do the Argus part.
It looks like Doomtap was prepared, and I do like the pod play from Leaf. Like, I've been burned so many times by skipping pod, just trying to save time. Usually everyone goes here.
This is a very late time to do pod. I think having access to all these crystals has deprioritized it in a lot of people's eyes. Okay, Doomtap made it in here, and Did he? I didn't notice this. Did he like drink the potion by accident, or did he just already have full health from killing Landmo? I think he already had full health. Because otherwise he wouldn't have enough potions. He can't afford to drink the potion because he needs all 3. Okay, 2 reds and a green. Perfect.
He probably like did the YBA but with full health, so he got the
Okay. Did the correct amount of backing out, I think. You want to see that transition look snappy. I think it's fine if you mess up there because if you're doing the YBA, you're not doing any east-west transitions anyway. Unless you want to. Oh, this is gonna be a Uncle Jump. Oh my god, Doomtap. What are you doing?
Oh, this is totally unhinged.
This is unhinged. This is incredible. And it's so fast. That's faster than I can do most diver downs. And you splash
that was
back out
very
again.
difficult to do. What
Yeah, if he had tried to get waterfall chest, he would have gone stuck trying to come back. So he knew what he was doing there. He knew that waterfall chest is not viable. He can get waterfall and not get Argus, but he can't do both. What is this like roller coaster tycoon leaf with music? Why is Doomtap like drinking all of his magic?
Extra safe.
You don't need that much time to release this.
Yeah, I know.
That was a lot of magic bar.
It maybe wanted a sip of beverage. I don't know.
This is interesting. I just noticed like Leaf is just kind of sitting here. I'm wondering if there's 2 things that could be happening. One is that he could be looking up statue drag, but I think that's unlikely. I think the 2 is that he was going to do they were going to do statue drag, and then they like realized it's a pendant walking back in, and are like, oh, change of plans. I'm actually doing Hookshot Cave, and yeah, this is looking up how to do Hookshot Cave. This is the Turtle Party. Sorry, not Turtle Party. Turtle Power. Turtle Party is a room we don't do in this mode, unless you are, Nobly, apparently.
Nobly. The shame of it. I can't believe it.
What happened to Doomtap? Did that, was he successful? I couldn't tell.
I think he killed the boss and just save and quit, and then reset for the VRAM.
The Argus fight is one of the few that is really difficult to avoid VRAM in. In fact, if you do all of the... Okay, so he got the item and not the prize. That's expected. We already have the prize of desert. So Leaf... I think Leaf was successful because I see the camera looks unlocked. So they should be able to just go through here. They're going to do something that looks like Mimic Clip, but it's actually just the camera is always unlocked from the quadrant glitch. Oh, did Doomtap kill the puffs? Like, did he actually do phase 1? He didn't need to do that. It's actually pretty easy to do the YBA and unlock camera enough to just despawn the puffs. That can be hard with some of the other ways to get to Argus, but the YBA, it's easy.
Yeah, north-south is a lot harder than east-west.
Maybe
sure.
he felt that like doing phase 2 with just the fighter sword would be really annoying if the puffs were constantly spawning on top of them. And decided to just go for it. Oh yeah, so when you do the quadrant glitch, you can kill the mimics. That's interesting. I only ever do the bomb juke, and if you have mimics, you can't interact with them. You can't interact with them if you do the bomb juke.
That's true. I just was mixed up on which was which. I knew it was possible with one of them, and leaving that chest behind is a decision.
That's why I do bomb juke and not quadrant glitch. Is because
no, Leaf didn't even open the other one though.
Oh, what the heck? Oh, that had to be a mistake. I mean, otherwise, why are you in Hookshot Cave, right? Maybe they're thinking that this is their way to Turtle Rock, but it's not. I don't think this helps them get to Turtle Rock. They can kind of like, I mean, they can roll conveyor, but you can do that as a bunny too. You don't need to be in fake Dark World for that. Okay,
Yeah, we'll have
Doomtap
to see what they follow us up with.
By the way, Doomtap is working on like his second to last crystal. So, he's saving Turtle Rock for last, just because it's you want to do it last usually for a lot of the same reasons you do it last in no glitches. Doesn't matter as much when you're missing the cane though. I think probably Doomtap should be doing Turtle Rock now because there's a chance that he just gets the cane in Laser Bridge. But if he wants to do this, that's fine too. It just might cost time if the flippers or cane are on Laser Bridge. The Leaf is doing some parts of Turtle Rock, but they don't have the cane, so it's not... I mean, you can't really get to the Laser Bridge from here without hovering. It's not viable. They can do other things, though.
Has that been done, hovering past the fire bars
Probably
in the
not.
dark room?
It's probably been attempted and memed about, but it's not really something we do seriously. We had a hybrid Trinix in the first No Logic tournament.
Oh, that's more reasonable. There's not enemies in the way.
By the way, Doomtap turns out really good at fake flippers. Well, good enough anyway. Good enough that it's worth going for and not trying to find flippers or the cane.
Yeah, this is a huge boon for people that can actually do this. It's kind of game-breaking. Like, it really kind of gives you just a massive advantage against people that can't do this for sub-seeds.
I was mad about it until I learned select buffer method exists and is viable for anybody with any controller. So it's kind of like Moldorm bounce, like anyone can learn it, but it's annoying if you don't like doing it.
I think that's minimizing the difficulty a little bit by comparing it to Moldorm bounce. Like, I can Moldorm bounce, like, without even practicing it.
Where's
Like,
Leaf going?
maybe just from doing it so many times, but the select buffer is still not trivial, because you... like, every frame has to be one frame.
It feels more like buffered Mimic Clip than anything else when I do it. Like, Moldorm Bounce is fun because you're, like, dealing with an animal, and it feels like you're actually, like, doing a boss fight in a way, but this just feels like you're doing a select buffer fest, and it's not as fun. But it gets you there, and it's viable. You don't have to do that many buffers if you know the lineup. I find it hard to actually get the lineup, like, physically hard to get on that pixel, so I just end up doing that extra buffers.
Yeah, getting the Y position is pretty tricky, and then keeping it long enough to get started.
I don't like actually even know how to do that, how to get the Y position. I always end up off. Ooh, what's this hook push? Okay, so I think I know what this is. This gets you the roller room, not crystal roller room.
Well, they're gonna
Very
have to do
nice.
it twice if they want to do it from here.
Do they? No, that's because... Oh, yeah, you do. That's right. Okay, they recognize that was not enough. Oh, we're in the wall. But the hookshot just wasn't quite long enough, unfortunately. I was impressed that they even got a stuck hook with that short a hookshot, because that's really hard to do in fast ROM. I liked the thinking though. That was I pulled up the EG map and came, you know. Like, that's the kind of play. That's the kind of play I like to see in No Logic. Oh, look at this! Like, what are we doing? We're in the shop together. It's like seeing your teacher at the store. It's like, wait, you're not supposed to be here. You're my opponent. I think it would be a really interesting format for Racing Rando if you could see your opponent, but only when you're like on screen with them, like in a co-op way, like the ALTTPR co-op where you can see their opponent's sprite running around and stuff, and that's the only thing that's being synced. I think that would be really funny, because you could like walk into a dungeon and run into your opponent, and it probably won't happen most seeds, but there will be a few times each race where you like run into your opponent. Okay, oh look at this. Okay, we have two different ways to get to Laser Bridge. Doomtap is going for Overworld Conveyor. Leaf is doing this, which is, in my opinion, better. This is a hook push. And I mean, if they get it right, this will be faster. If nothing else, because they won't have to death whip. Do know that if you're doing this, make sure your bomb isn't in the wall, because that will make it fail for seemingly no reason. Also, be aware that you're not actually in Turtle Rock. It looks like Turtle Rock, but it's not Turtle Rock. Alright. Wait, where are we going to? This is not Laser Bridge.
No, it is. It's just Doomtap has an up conveyor, not a down conveyor.
How did they get here with an up conveyor? Oh, they must have just like walked across the Lionel Bridge. Yeah.
Yep.
Some people find this easier, I think, because the down conveyor is really awkward. You have to have like a clean diagonal to go down. I don't understand it, and I just try it until it works. By the way, every chest that Leaf opens that isn't a sword is actually an advantage to Leaf, because Doomtap could go to all these places that Leaf has been and still not find a sword. And probably will not do Dark Cross in any of those. That's not a check that is on anyone's mind at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark, unless you're doing some kind of crystal, like, duping, which they're not doing in the seed. Maybe Leaf would do it for a swamp, but Doomtap has already got the swamp crystal, so he won't be doing it. Oh yeah, it's the same tile set, same color, it just looks like TR when you're in there. TR is the same as a cave, except for maybe some door details. And it fooled me. I was like mentoring Dr. Earworm and taught him that, and then he actually was the one who like walked out, and I'm like, why are you walking out? And he said, well, I'm not in TR. Like, oh, I totally would have just had you go to Chinex and not gotten a crystal. Okay, Leaf is attempting a hook push here. This hook shot is, I think, too short. I mean,
yeah, you really want to back
up
all the way.
This is making it way more difficult than it needs to be. You just be far away from the pot and you will have it much easier. I like to line up with the rail on the left side and then hook shot the other one.
You can still arrow the wall, like the south wall, even if you're standing against the rail, if you're trying to do right to left, like the way Leaf was.
Right to left is just, I guess it's, you're like worried about the door. But, if you're going left to right, you don't have to worry about the door. Oh, Leaf was
finally made it into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Leaf was the first one in TR, but Doomtap has a chance to catch up on, you know, Trinex's progress. And then it'll just be a mad sword hunt. Or Doomtap will attempt some kind of, like, Moon Pearl-less duping of the sword that he already has. How is Doomtap killing Trinex? Oh, that's a really good question. What's in his bottles?
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
Maybe it was not the intention.
He was
maybe
thinking that maybe he was just thinking a sword would be here. I mean, I didn't think about it until Tam pointed it out. I would have done the same. Like, oh, I'll just do Trinex next. Nope. This is just 4 checks, and they're not swords, so where are we going? Probably pod, and we know pod is empty.
Well, if Doomtap had got the potions beforehand, it would be doable. It's just phase 2 would be nasty, though.
Yeah, you want to have... Okay, so, like, you're supposed to have... When you have logic, the logic expects 4 magic extensions. Or 4 magic bars. I'm not sure if that means 3 bottles and 1 magic bar. Doomtap is doing a dash that I think Fox would disapprove of. But I can't say... I feel like Doomtap knows things about how this game works, and I don't want to say it's slower until I actually time it myself.
Well, one thing I know for sure is that the room Doomtap's in now, it's never, under any circumstances, better to dash in that room. And people dash there all the time in Rando.
Okay, we're seeing some, like, more distance. But that's still not enough. You did not actually stick a hook, Leaf.
Well, there were 2 checks other than the boss that Leaf didn't get in pod, so if either of those are a sword, that will be really good for Doomtap and bad for Leaf.
I'm gonna be sad if it's just the one Leaf walked past. I understand if it's the one that you don't get when you conveyor, or when you, it's quadrant glitch. Okay, we stuck a hook. Good. I mean, I guess that answers how Leaf is able to stick short hooks, is that they're just in the habit of trying short hooks all the time and have a lot of practice with it. Oh, why did that not work? That looks good. They don't need to hard reset, right? Like, they had enough... Did they have enough resources to just try again?
If you do that with 2 bombs, it's really tight because the bomb explosion has to last the whole way across the room so you don't get stopped.
Yeah, I find it difficult to use my existing bombs, so I have to put 2 additional bombs down to ensure that I actually get all the way across the room. Because when you're doing that boomerang-based stuck pushing that makes you go really far up, you will go up until your slot 0 Ancilla dies. Pretty sure that's what it is. So, your bomb will explode, and it'll take a certain amount of time to explode. If you put a fresh bomb down, it's enough time to get across the room. But if you are just like using a bomb you already placed and used to stick a hook, that bomb has already run out a good portion of its timer. Surprised to not see like a... Oh, we are seeing a show-off hover. Okay. It's not really a show-off. This is actually a really good hover if you can pull it off. It saves a million years.
It saves a lot in this mode.
And I know he can do it, so... This is amazing. Also, silver arrows, nice. That's not a solution to Trinex or Ganon. But I mean, it is a solution to Ganon, but it's not a solution to Ganon. Also, you might be wondering, why did Doomtap not get the vanilla big key chest? Don't worry, he will. If he can pull this off. This is an incredibly efficient way to do pod if you can pull off both of these tricks. The bomb juke and the hover together are a really powerful combination. I mean, he just skipped the entire thing where you like bomb the floor and drop into here and so on.
Yeah, since we do it in cave state, you have to backtrack out of the right side if you do it normally.
Leaf is following the rule. You find the glove and go to the back of escape. That glove is actually dangerous for Leaf because it gives Doomtap an excuse to go to like Dark Cross and potentially get the sword. Nice ice rod. So we've seen all 4 rods now. No sword 3. And the chest that Leaf walked past was not a sword.
No, it was not. It was 20 rupees. Unfortunately for Leaf.
I wonder what Doom will do, because like, it's not like he's gonna do TR again. I mean, he could do the middle, but I think it would be a better use of his time to go to either Ice Armos or top of GT.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he's gonna do Ice Armos. He's using the super tile here, which will despawn the boss and make it a little bit faster, but then he'll be in GT with no sprites. There are plus sides to doing it this way and also downsides. Meanwhile, Leaf is just plugging away at Eastern. We've already seen all of it. So there's not really anything Leaf could find here that would, you know, matter except for, you know, just progress on the crystal. That is a hammer for Doom. Hammer is, again, it's like the glove. It just gives you more checks. Now he can do, like, the left side of GT, and he's probably going to find a sword here. Oh! He's still juked from the bomb.
Yeah, you really want to reset the area if you're doing that.
Oops.
But the hammer does solve Trinex for him. It doesn't solve Ganon, though.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, hammer is a weapon. It's a good weapon for certain bosses. Is he gonna do Trinex now? I mean, might as well, right? Trinex might be a sword, and if Trinex is a sword, he's in Go mode. Trinex is a Moon Pearl, he's in Go mode.
Yeah, okay. This is GT, though. With this camera arrangement, it looks like. Well, I don't like doing this clip without the camera proper, but that's just me.
Yeah, I always find myself having to count frames when I do. Also, he's doing a different version of the clip than I'm used to. This must be like a boomer setup. I think that's the version that people use in like the boss RTA categories that do that clip.
Half magic also helps with Trinex. Swamp Small, not useful anymore.
Swamp Small is useful if you like get the mirror and the moon pearl and the flippers. Other than that, it's not really gonna be used. It's like the second most useless small key in the game, with the first being Bluestone.
I think that's definitely not correct. You just have to know how to flood the dam from Agina if you're doing Desert Argus. So if you have the flippers, you don't need the Moon Pearl if you have Samari.
Oh,
and there's the sword.
Let's go mode for Doom. All he has to do is return to Trinex. So the hammer mattered, I guess. You don't need the hammer to get these chests though, so it's... He could have done it in the other order where he does the juke to get these chests, but you know that the hammer was, I think, an important part in convincing him to go here. Otherwise, he might have gone to somewhere else, like the back of Escape, which would have also led to a sword if he followed it to its illogical conclusion. We don't have logic here.
Does Doomtap have the Hyrule Small though?
Why does he need it? Oh, I think he does.
You're going to Dark Cross from the back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was assuming he has it because Leaf had it. But I've made that assumption before and been wrong, so... What is this conveyor setup? They're kind of rough because he's gonna get there with no bombs and arrows. How's he gonna do Trinex?
Maybe he's just gonna do the double YBA?
I also think people should, like, learn the hook push and back of Old Man. It's easy to forget that exists, but it's actually a really good way to get to Laser Bridge if you have hook pushing.
I think for a while, because people didn't know the thing about the bomb in the wall, and people were frustrated that it was randomly failing.
Yes, that's true. I also felt that way, and it was really nice to, you know, like, have that resolved. Nobody believed me. I would like post a clip of me doing it and failing, and people are like, oh, you're just being slow with the lamps. And I'm like, I'm not being slow with the lamps. I do this all the time everywhere else, and it only fails in here. So I feel very vindicated when Dot came along with, I think it was Dot, the suggestion that, like, oh, you just can't put bombs in walls sometimes. Except sometimes you can and it's fine. I don't understand that either. Sometimes I see people hook push with bombs and walls and it works just fine.
Yeah. I've also heard don't bomb right and other things that are like these conditional rules, but we don't know what the condition is.
I'm concerned for Leaf right now. Wait, no, they have a key. Okay, never mind, we're fine. I thought they like fell in here and were going to be trapped, but actually they are fine. They have a key. Which means they walked in from the front.
It's kind of funny that the back of the Old Man Cave hook push is more of a thing now, because you can do it with Samaria, but just nobody does it though, like without having the stuck push problem.
Apparently this is easier, but I don't think Doom is making this look easier than just doing it from the top, and it's taking a lot longer. Oh no! Oh no! That's not where you're supposed to go. I mean, I guess you can get back down again. Yeah, Doom, just learn the down conveyor version. It's not.
I mean, it's the same thing.
I don't think it's harder than what you're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but just reversed, though. Maybe if he watches this back, he'll do the stuck push that Leaf was doing. But there are a lot of seeds that don't have the hook shot, but you do have lamps, so you need to know this.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't learn the overall conveyor. I'm saying if you have hook pushing, your fastest way to Trinex is through back of Old Man. Might even be the case if you have Moon Pearl Mirror and can mirror put. Like, it might be faster to hook push than to mirror wrap. I haven't timed it. The one thing that always gets me though is I think like, oh, I can just hook push from back of Old Man, and then I realize I don't have lamp and it's dark. I can probably still do it, but I always get too scared to actually try it.
Yeah, I've tried that once, and it was not worth the trouble, if you ask me.
Just that at that point you just have overall conveyor, and you can just do that instead. Probably should, unless you have a good reason not to.
I didn't time it, but I doubt that's faster than doing a mirror wrap with the boom
Alright.
pearl.
Doomtap. Where are you getting arrows and bombs? I know that... okay, you have enough arrows. But bombs... Oh, we're just doing this. Okay. This is the double YBA Trinix. Guess that works.
That's what he did last race.
And I'm sure he'll get it. I mean, anyone can fail a YBA. Nobody is immune to that, but... he seems reasonably confident. And that's mocked down for Leaf. Getting the very hilarious fire rod. Okay, we got a successful second YBA for Doom. I'm wondering if Leaf is in Go mode. I think no. Yeah, there are different degrees of Go mode. There's like, I'm looking up chess because it will probably make my endgame faster Go mode, and then there's, I actually need something Go mode. And then there's, I don't need anything Go mode.
It's the Fate Clippers, they're too strong. I mean, they didn't quite decide the race on this one, but they were a huge factor.
Yeah, I mean, the swords, that was pretty hard for Doomtap to find a sword there. He just happened to go to the one place Leaf hadn't gone that had a sword in it. Because there were a lot of places Leaf went that didn't have swords that Doom could have gone into and wasted time in. Some of them he did do pod. Doom, don't die, please. Thank you. That's... I'm feeling very normal about this Trinix fight right now. Okay, good.
Yeah, he switched to safer strats once his health was low.
Yeah, it's still... Oh, what did I say? There's just a sword in Trinix. They're saying he could have just gone to Trinix and gotten a sword there and probably saved a little bit of time, but not that much time because Tempered Ganon is nice to have. He does have silver, so it wouldn't save that much time. Okay, what's his Aga 2 plan? There's a lot of ways to get to Aga 2 with this equipment, and I don't know which one he's going to choose. They're all good. I think maybe it involves buying bombs. I think if you do a YBA-based method, you don't need to buy bombs. But then you're like citrus clipping into the middle of TR.
And you could just do it from GT, because he has bow and GT big.
You are saying that? now?
Well, yeah, you don't climb manually. You do a YBA or a hook push to get to the top.
You were in the last race. I heard you in the last race saying that it was disgusting to go to...
No, I said it was disgusting to climb, like an NMG race. Like
it's not disgusting when Doomtap does it. It's actually very fun to watch, and I would have liked to see a GT climb from Doom, but I don't think that's what he's going to do.
No,
I mean, it's not his best. His best option is to overall conveyor into the middle of TR and then do a stuck push into the lava or just a YBA. I think that's probably what he'll do. Where was Leaf?
In Swamp.
Did they go up the stairs before doing that?
I think not.
And then, oh, we're in glitch jail for Doom. Okay, hopefully that's not a, well, we have a save file. It's a good sign. The save file has all the correct items and all the correct crystals, which is also fine. Well, how does Leaf have green mail? I'm confused. Did they just, like, never do the bridge?
I think they did not do bridge.
So Leaf could solve this problem either by going upstairs before doing the YBA. That was a weird bomb. Or by using a red potion. What you need is a fade out transition. You need to basically get VRAM on purpose. So anything that you would do that would correct VRAM will crash your game instead, because I don't know why Swamp is weird.
These are some wild misslots on Doomtap's side.
Yeah, I'm not used to upward conveyors. I'm not used to seeing these like triple bombs.
I mean, it never happens like that when I upward conveyor. I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay, this will be a return to swamp. Hopefully they'll recognize what went wrong here and try again. They should at least recognize that it wasn't like a hardware crash because they're not on hardware. Doom also recognizing that like you don't need to be facing up for this conveyor. You also don't need to be facing up for this conveyor if you've already bombed open Laser Bridge, if you're doing it from there. I guess with being on 0 bombs and 3 arrows, we're not going to see a hook push into the lava. We'll just see probably a... Okay, we have 3 bombs and 3 arrows. Now it's viable. But I think his plan was always just do a YBA here. That's the old method, and it's easy. What's going wrong with Leaf's, that's... Okay.
You think you already quick swapped, but you didn't.
It's hard when you're like doing it over and over again and it's quick stopping back and forth to keep track of which item you were on. Okay, let's watch Leaf here and see what they're on. I'm also wondering why Doom... Okay, Doom successfully YBA'd, but just had to look up what to do next, I think. Or remember what to do next. Okay, Leaf is doing the right thing. I'm glad to see that they like correctly diagnosed their issue. It should work now. I don't think we've had any like MSU-based hard locks in Argus yet, but I guess we'll see. Okay. Good Clyde.
Nice Clyde.
I'm always scared of like getting to ice and soft locking there. I think Doom knows how far he can go. Ooh, okay.
It usually only happens if Aga dies on the right side. But...
That's good to know. So if Aga dies on the left, is it like always safe to just like dash?
Yes, unless the bat is already flying out to the right, because once the bat goes off screen, it automatically freezes Link and starts the bird cutscene.
I see. Okay, this is, okay, Leaf can farm a bomb in this room, if they haven't done so already.
Yeah, there is a bomb under the pot in one of those pots. It's been a while, I don't remember which one, but...
It's one of those bombs only No Logic players knows about. It's
pretty much.
It's the, like, panic bomb. The Hail Mary bomb. Oh! Doom is out of arrows! We're gonna get a silver the scan.
Well, good thing that Doomtap didn't try to stuck push then, because then they would have had no arrows.
Do you think Doomtap knows how to do one spin of silverless cannon?
I mean, clearly.
Alright, that is GG for Doomtap. Just shy of, well, 127. Almost flat. There we go.
Yeah,
127.
Official race time. Yep.
This is definitely like a reasonably challenging seed. It had like one hard dungeon in it. And a potentially difficult sword hunt.
Yeah, I would say the seed is gross. Doomtap just knows how to fake Clipper, so it was the worst of it was avoided.
Yes, it's a bad seed if you don't fake Clipper at all, and it's a reasonably challenging seed if you do. I mean, any seed where you get hook pushing is like, you can't complain too much.
It looks like Leaf has decided to forfeit.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning like what the alternative is to fake Clipper. There is a way you can get the Swamp Crystal from Castle Tower using some dungeon ID swapping shenanigans.
Yeah,
but
even if you're fast, it takes a long time, like at least 5 minutes.
You're literally climbing all the way up Castle Tower just to clip out of the top and back into the sewers, and it's... Nobody wants to actually climb CT, let alone like climb CT and then not fight Aga and listen to the AGA music for the next 5 minutes.
It looks like we're joined by Leaf. GG.
I'll give Doomtap a minute to come up here. GG, Doomtap.
Hey, GG's.
Congratulations, Doomtap.
Thank you.
Game 3. We have a game 3.
Yeah, we have a game 3 scheduled for the same time tomorrow. I can't possibly imagine how the seed went for Leaf. I don't know. I think this was a decent one for me, where it wasn't too easy. It was all things I could do, but I definitely struggled a little bit, and I'm already thinking of the things I could have fixed in hindsight.
Out of curiosity,
one thing.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, did you find a cane or a flippers by chance?
No flippers. I did the fake clippers in the front of Swamp.
Okay, I was gonna see if I could figure out how to do that on the fly.
There's a way to select buffer it, but I don't know it. Maybe somebody could post it in the glitch Discord.
Because if I could learn that, it would make me a lot more confident with my Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I had the solution to it right away, and then it clicked in my head that I had everything I needed.
Yeah, that was a very nice demonstration of the fake clippers. It was well done, and it didn't take you long at all to do it, but the biggest thing that would have sped you up was a sword Leaf found that was in Dark Cross.
Oh, I usually just don't go there. But I could have. I had the key.
I think we all knew that you were probably never getting that, unless you went to back to escape with the glove and then backtrack to it.
I actually picked it up early because when I find an early Hyrule Castle small, I'll actually set up a key steal for Swamp, especially when I found out it was crystal.
I was interested that you did that instead of getting the back of escape checks, because you didn't get those until your glove. Did you just decide that you could swim to it if you needed to, and that Swamp was more important?
The answer is I still can't. To this day, I still can't figure out how to consistently swim clip, and so those checks just didn't exist.
It's mostly just where you start from. I don't know how it works or why it works the way it does, but yeah.
I understand my weaknesses, and I play around them.
I had realized that on the second trip to Turtle Rock for me, I didn't need to do the convoluted setup to face up and to get into the door, because the laser bridge was already on, the door was open, so I could have just went in. And I also realized that when I got the hammer, I could have just used the portal.
I was also wondering, like, why do you go from the bottom? It looks harder.
I'm not very good at the downward conveyor.
Oh, you mean you're not good at getting the downward conveyor at all?
Yeah,
because you practice at the speed. That makes sense. I didn't think about the actually getting the conveyor. I just do like YAY. It spaces the bombs apart just enough, and it's not that hard to do if you understand it.
I guess I probably could have tried it, because it is quite a bit faster.
It's the same rhythm I use for misslotting a Samaria block. YAY, detonate the block, dash dust, and then another block. I do the exact same thing with the bombs, except I'm walking down so that I know which bomb to pick up.
That makes sense. I was using two hands for it, so maybe I should fix how I do it.
Oh yeah. Well, I still use two hands, but like piano grip the face buttons, right?
No, I don't.
You don't piano grip the face buttons for misslotting?
I do for misslotting, but not for the. Never mind.
Not for the other misslotting.
Yeah.
I would recommend
the downward conveyor. Downward conveyor is definitely harder than upward conveyor with the bow, because you have to manipulate the D-pad as well. And Doomtap's probably saying that you're using your left hand as well on the face buttons or something like that.
Yes, that's correct.
Left hand on.
I don't.
You're saying you're two-handing the face buttons.
Yeah.
Oh.
And moving.
You're like playing a really tiny piano.
Barely playing it at all.
I'm trying to figure out how I would even hold a SNES controller like that. Especially when I consider I have very large hands.
Well, you can put like two fingers, like one on B, one on A, and then put your left pointer finger on Y. I think that's like the way that sometimes people do it. That kind of thing. But if you have to move the D-pad, then obviously that's not going to work.
Okay, when we all go to SG Live, we can all show each other our grips.
I'm not showing
Only if you're
anybody
getting
what
me-
I did.
Only if you're getting me there. But
That'll be the prize for the No Logic tournament. A paid trip to Speed Gaming Live.
Paid by Doomtap.
Courtesy of, no, paid by Feasel.
Oh, there we go.
I don't have any money.
Good luck to Mr. Feasel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm mostly happy with how I played the seed. I don't have any big complaints. I think I got a lot of information early, and I made decent choices with them.
I'm mostly frustrated I couldn't get that OA stuck push when I was on the way to Trinex.
Oh yeah, Leaf, I wanted to tell you. So, well, first of all, the farther away from what you're hooking, the easier it makes it. But you can hook shot, or no, I mean, sorry, you can put arrows in the wall to the right of the door, even though it's quite narrow. You can be in the right corner facing down and still arrow into the wall. So it gives you plenty of room. Then face left, take out the sword, lay the bombs, back up, then hook twice. So maybe have a look at that.
Yeah, I'd had it consistent for a little while, and then I did No Logic Mentor tourney ended, and I had another tourney to practice for, and I forgot.
Well, it gives you a lot more leniency if you like back up all the way. So if by shooting the arrows on like the far side of the door, if you're hooking towards the left, will like allow you to set that up easier.
Okay, I have to ask, looking at Doomtap's end screen, where's this hammer?
It was behind Ice Harmos. I got it at the very end of the game, looking for a sword. Or I was going to go to Trinex, and I realized I only had the fighter sword and no half magic, and I didn't think I could kill him. I probably couldn't, so I just went to GT. I went through Pod, I did Hookshot Cave, and I did the behind Ice Harmos first, and the hammer was there, and then I went to GT to the left side and found the sword in Dark Magician Room. And then there's another sword on Trinex.
Because I wasn't going to be forced into another Master Sword Silverless after the disaster that was Sundays. That was awful. And I know you watched it back, Doomtap. I know you have been.
Oh, I watched my side.
But if you do me a favor and don't watch my Master Sword Silverless Ganon back.
Okay, I'll do my best.
It's bad. But yeah, GG Doomtap. Looking forward to tomorrow. Game 3, same time.
Yeah. GG's, and thanks for the restream and the last minute commentary. It's appreciated.
Yeah, and thanks to other Tom for tracking, of course. We appreciate our trackers in this community.
Definitely. All right. Any other thoughts from anyone?
No, I think that'll be all for tonight.
I don't have any thoughts at all.
There will be more No Logic tomorrow, so keep an eye on the schedule.
Yes, 2 p.m. Eastern, Muffins vs. Sackerjets, and 8 p.m. the rematch between Leaf and Doomtap, and 9 p.m. will be me at Simple Clips. Well, thank you for coming, Balmo. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching.